Please sit down. Thank you. His Excellency G. Lidu, Ambassador of the European Union to the Philippines, Secretary Cotilia, Mr. Gunther Tos, Ms. Tessie C. Coson, delegates of the Energy Smart Philippines 2014, partners from the business community, officers and staff of the European Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, fellow workers of government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Last week, I stood inside the United Nations headquarters in New York to add the Philippines' voice to what has become a universal call to action. We, as one world, must come together against climate change. I spoke of our country's experience with the new normal caused by climate change, about how countries like ours, despite being less industrialized, bear a disproportionate amount of the burden. I emphasized the necessity of unity, how we must end the era of debating each country's individual obligations and instead embark on a concerted global effort to address the issue, with each of us doing everything we can. This is why I'm here today, because you are a key sector as our country strengthens its status as a global example of how to tread a climate-smart path to development. Our country's goal for the energy sector has always been clear. We want reliable power, preferably clean and reasonably priced. Naturally, this involves balancing multiple priorities. For instance, as our country continues its rapid growth, we must keep up with demand so that we can maintain our economic momentum. We have to do this in the face of looming challenges, one of them, being the potential 300 megawatt shortfall of energy in 2015, which some project to be as large as 1,000 megawatts. Such a situation necessitates steps to ensure energy supply if a shortfall does arise, which is why we have asked Congress for a joint resolution authorizing the national government to contract additional generating capacity. I'm aware that investors in the energy sector are worried about these measures distorting the market. But let me assure you, government intervention is meant only to address the shortage. The sole goal of this initiative is to make sure our economy does not lose its momentum in the event of an energy shortage. As we pursue such projects, we remain fully aware of our obligations to future generations of Filipinos. This is why, despite our status as a developing country, despite the need to industrialize further, and despite our historically low carbon emissions, we are still doing everything in our power to maintain and improve our low emission development strategy. Without doubt, the contributions of those of you in attendance today will be vital in this effort. As early as now, it is of absolute importance that we continue exploring and investing in clean and renewable energy sources. I assure all of you, your government will continue to stand by you. We remain committed to the National Renewable Energy Program, which aims to add 9,931 megawatts of renewable energy-based capacity by 2030, and we are making early strides. In May of this year, for instance, I attended the inauguration of Phase 1 of the San Carlos Solar Energy Facility, which, when fully completed, will be producing 22 megawatts of solar power. And we are looking to incentivize the entry of around 450 more megawatts of solar power, with the Department of Energy endorsing to the Energy Regulatory Commission the expansion of the installation target for solar power under the feed-in tariff system. Of course, diversifying our sources of energy is not the only approach to minimizing our carbon footprint. It also involves reducing the amount of energy we consume. In this regard, the Department of Energy has undertaken large-scale projects that have made a significant impact in reducing consumption. There is, for instance, the Philippine Energy Efficiency Program, which involved distributing 8.6 million compact fluorescent lamps to the public. It has reduced power demand, I'm told, by as much as 240 megawatts in the evenings and annual consumption by 306 gigawatt hours. Through the PEEP, the DOE also replaced the lighting systems of national and local government offices and retrofitted a number of public lighting systems, thus reducing annual power consumption by 11.05 gigawatt hours and 4.42 gigawatt hours respectively. With the help of the Asian Development Bank, we are also able to look forward to the first delivery of e-tricycles for our e-vehicles project. Right now, the DOE is in the process of procuring 3,000 e-tricycles, which we expect to be completed by next year. This will be the first step towards our goal of replacing 100,000 gas-fueled tricycles with electric ones, which will reduce our carbon footprint further, as well as our dependence on oil. Our administration is serious about minimizing our impact on our environment while ensuring our continued development, which is why we lend our full support to conferences such as this one. The conversations you will be having are of the utmost importance. I am hopeful that they will be productive, that they will reveal new ideas and breakthroughs that can help us surmount the global challenge of climate change. At the United Nations headquarters, world leaders spoke about what we could do as one world to address this global problem. We spoke with broad and specific ideas. We spoke about the value of unity and togetherness in the face of a threat that does not recognize national boundaries. Conventions like these are equally important, for it is in such places where the solutions to the many specific challenges of climate change are born and developed. Thus, we encourage you to speak and, more importantly, to listen to one another's ideas and to actively seek partnerships and synergies that are yet untapped so that we can move as fast as possible into a future that is more prosperous, safer, and cleaner, not just for our country, but for all of humanity. I bid you thank you and good day.